friends. All right, the dark magic oracle. Reveal the light within. All right. What message is trying to come through this morning? We have an overall theme for what this is. It was that one. Masked. Honor your authenticity. So let's talk about taking that mask off. Let's talk about that mask that we've built up over time. Every day you get to pick out what mask you want to wear. You know? Every day you get to choose which version of you the world sees. Which version of you embody. Oh, it's not even so much about, you know, choosing which mask to wear, because any mask that you choose to wear is going to be a mask. It really is about completely letting that mask go and letting your true self shine through. Letting your true self be seen. And it's 13 too. 13 is my favorite number. But 13 in the tarot deck is the death card, which has to do with transformation, right? So taking this mask off is going to transform your whole life. Setting down the masks that you've tried to wear, setting down the personalities or whatever that you've tried to wear throughout your life is a death of sorts. You know, it is the death of that persona that you created. It's the death of that image of yourself that you've spent your life cultivating. But letting that mask go in order to let your authentic self shine through is not dishonoring the mask. It's not dishonoring all of the work that you've done in order to fill that role all of this time. And you don't need to feel guilty about like wearing a mask rather than letting your authentic self take the reins. It's not something you need to feel bad about. You know, there's lessons to be learned in that, and it is a part of you, right? Maybe it's not the whole image, but it is a part. I think I have to sneeze. Okay, more from this deck or the moon? Oops. Nope, this one is still over here. It's still shining out to me. Okay, what else goes with taking this mask off and letting ourselves shine through? And just in case you've never heard of like masking, and at least in the autism and the ADHD community, you know, masking is basically the self that we wear whenever we're around others so that we can fit in, or like trying to You know, it's the way that we try to follow social norms. It's the way that we try to stick to and fit in with the status quo. Um, but the thing is that status quo has been set down by people with completely different experiences than us, completely different. Like the entire state that the world was in when this status quo was set down, like, was not even remotely as technologically advanced as we are today, right? The communication, the ability that they had to communicate with people on the other side of the world was not instantaneous like it is today. And so things have to change. Things really do have to change. Cocoon. Consider your source. All right, this is, I mean, getting into caterpillar and butterfly territory, right? Go into the cocoon. So this mask that you've been wearing this whole time has been like the mask of the caterpillar. You've been pretending to be a caterpillar. You've been keeping yourself low. You've been keeping yourself on the ground. You've been buying a new pair of shoes for all of your many, many little legs. You know, it's been taking your time. It's been taking your resources. It's been taking your energy. So it is time to go into that cocoon. Feel what it feels like to reconnect to your source deep within yourself. To connect with your higher self. It's cool to like meditate and then just ask, like, I just want to feel what it feels like to fully be me. You know, like one day I was like, I just really want to like know what it feels like to feel the embodiment of Alyssa, of me. So much laughter came through, like so much laughter that it just welled up from deep inside me. I had no idea where it was coming from. It was just an overwhelming amount of joy that could not be contained. So when you go into that cocoon and you find that source within yourself again, you start to realize that you've been a butterfly a lot longer than you've allowed yourself to believe. In fact, you might not have even allowed yourself to believe it at all, but you're a butterfly. You're not the caterpillar that you have been like keeping yourself down to be. And sometimes all it takes is a little bit of space and time within in order to get there, right? And we've got 4 too. 4 symbolizes like safety and stability. So, and 13 adds up to a 4, right? There is safety in letting this mask go. I'm sure stability will come out of letting this mask go, because the foundations that you are building your life on will be more, I don't just want to say more aligned, but like built out of the proper structure, built out of the proper materials, you know? Rebuilding with things from your own source instead of, you know, taking from other people to build your stuff. Any more from this deck before we move on to the moon? I think we're done. Okay. Okay. Yep. Moonology. Hi, plant. All right. Just a little extra mixins. Letting go of this mask. Going into our cocoon. So that we can connect to the source that will allow us to fly forth authentically. Oh, okay, that's a lot. No, it is this one. I can feel it. And first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. Letting this mask go, right? It's like the mask has been keeping the light from hitting you. Sorry. Itchy. Okay. The mask has kept the light from hitting you, and so it's been like a new moon. Okay, new moon energy. Things are dark. You haven't been able to see the light. You haven't been able to see the truth of yourself. And now as that mask starts to come away, you know, first quarter moon, you're starting to get that little bit of light come in. And as that light is coming in, whenever we try and like bring it in through our minds and try and think it through logically and intellectually, it's not going to be able to be fully embodied so long as we're only focusing on it with our mind. And so keep your heart open to be able to receive this light into your heart space, to be able to receive the glimpses that you are getting of this authentic version of yourself, so that you can, fully let that come through. Keep your heart open to that. And with the Libra energy, that's, very much balanced, for one. So keeping your heart open to this light that's coming in as you pull away the mask, that's going to help you find a greater balance inside. And it's also going to help you make more balanced decisions going forward. These are my seedlings. I need to do something about. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to shuffle these up one more time. Okay. Anything else from this deck? Okay. Okay. I actually didn't expect that. Maybe it's because I don't pull from the tarot decks that much, and that's why I don't expect them to call out. Got someone stuck in the box. We got two people stuck in the box. Okay. We have the 5 of Coins reversed in the box, and we have the Tower, the Pyramids, reversed in the box. The 5 of Coins reversed has to do with isolation. Or the 5 of Coins has to do with isolation. Right? And this being reversed, maybe this is something you need to pause right now, and you need to go back and look at things on, right? Pause, spend that time alone, go back into that cocoon, let that mask come down. The Pyramids reversed, the Tower reversed is always, for me, a rebuilding that's happening. And so as this happens, like I said, it's going to be a transformation. There's going to be a big transformation that happens to your life whenever you allow your authentic self to come through, instead of continuing to put on the mask every day. Okay. So I'm going to add those back to the deck. If they want to come back out, they can. Okay, I actually think that those two that flipped out in here that didn't fly are important. I'm going to pull them. Okay. The 6 of coins reversed now. Okay. And was that the star that I saw? Did it flip itself back over? I could have sworn I saw the star. 5 of Wands, which, you know, conflict with... Oh my goodness. Conflict with the things that we're interested in. I thought the star. The King of Cups reversed. All right, the 6 of Coins reversed. I see this as we will be moving farther away from the things in this world that we have built up. Yeah. Again, with letting that mask fall, you know, the things in this physical world, the things in this material world, the things that make up our physical body that we have decided over the course of our lives is us. We're able to walk away from that right now. Without leaving the lessons learned behind. We will carry the lessons with us. And then just the moon showing up down there to remind us that emotional transformation will be happening. And then here, the King of Cups reversed. You may have thought that you had a handle on your emotions. You may have thought that you had a handle on going with the flow of life. However, that handle that you've had on going with the flow of life has been the masked version of you, like, holding on to that. And so as you let the mask go, you're going to find out that maybe you didn't have as great a hold on that cup as you thought you did. And maybe some of these, like, feelings that you thought were safe and contained in this cup are going to come sloshing out. That's okay. That's important to connecting more to the authentic version instead of the mask, right? These emotions have to be felt in order for the mask to dissolve. Because part of what's keeping the mask on is avoiding feeling these things. Yeah. Definitely. Okay, and one more from the Work Your Light Oracle. And that'll be that. We're going to get one final message from this deck here. I don't want to call it my favorite because I don't want the other ones to be upset, but it might be my favorite. Final message. Okay. Final message about removing this mask, about opening our heart up to our authentic selves, about allowing ourselves to feel the emotions that are required in order to let this image of ourselves that we've created dissolve, to let our authentic self shine through. More of like, what is the, not benefit, but like, what is on the other side of us letting this mask go? What's on the other side of this? That one, actually. Council of Light. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. Being able to connect. being able to connect to that divine light within, being able to hear those voices more often and be able to distinguish and separate and know which ones they are, because the mask is almost like adding more to the veil between you and your guides, you and the counsel that you seek. And as you let that, image go, essentially that facade, you might not even realize that it has been a facade, but when you let it go and you let your authentic self come through, then you start to realize that, like, oh, this is what it feels like to be me. This is how free it can feel. This is how lightweight it can feel. This is how bright and abundant it can feel. You'll be able to make decisions better because you'll be connected to that voice within. You'll be connected to the helpers in the higher realms. We all come from the same source. Okay, so that light that is coming from that source lives in all of our guides and in us. It comes all the way down from source, through our guides, through our higher self, and into us down here on the earth plane. And I thought this was it, but this has been calling out to me. The Divine Masters deck, or one of those, and now we've got them on here. No, I'm going to call that done. I'm going to leave that there with our Council of Light for us to connect with as we let this mask fall away. As we connect more to our higher selves, as we connect more with, as we come more into alignment with who we came here to be, we'll connect more with our guides. Take the mask off, go back to your source. You will find safety and stability there. Keep your heart open. Allow yourself to feel the emotions that are going to come up. Allow yourself to walk away from what you've built if it's not in alignment. And allow yourself to listen to your voice and the other voices that are inside of you, the good ones with the right vibration. The ones that only have your best interests at heart. The ones that aren't up there intellectually arguing with you. It's subtle. Not just helpers in the subtle realms, but the way that they whisper to us is subtle. They come through song lyrics in your head. They come from the tiny part of someone else's conversation that you overheard in the coffee shop. It comes from the birds starting to get loud at the exact moment whenever you needed confirmation that you're on the right path. You're here to be you. Why would you want to be anyone else? They're already doing that. I'm going to leave that there. Thanks. Have a good day.